welcome to Shit You Should Know podcast, episode 11.
Yeah.
And we've got Hannah here today talking about training whilst being pregnant and after pregnancy.
It's nice we've got a special guest on.
Am I the first special guest as well?
You are.
You are.
Unless you passed me last week as a special guest, but I don't think that.
You're part of the team.
Yeah.
And Jess is on as well.
Hello.
You haven't been on one yet, have you?
Hating life
First
right now.
We've been trusted. The three of us.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. We can do this. So, Hannah, how did you find exercising during pregnancy?
To be honest, it was okay. So, I've trained consistently probably since being with Luke. So,
How many years?
10 years.
10 years.
10 years consistently trained. And I just carried on, to be honest. I thought, I'll carry on at Unit 1. I am a member of Unit 1. I mentioned that, shouldn't I? I just carried on as normal. Definitely at the start. I think I was absolutely knackered at the start of my pregnancy because I had COVID as well. So, that was interesting. But yeah, I carried on as normal. I think Luke told you all, didn't he?
Yeah, we all knew.
My training
Adaptations were brought in.
I carried on training past my due date because I was overdue. So I just carried on. And I was sat on the bike in Unit 1 the day before I went into labour.
I love it.
Because I was overdue.
Cycling the baby out.
So I was like, I'm going to do everything I can to try and get this baby out. So yeah, there was people coming in, they were like, are you okay? I was like, yeah, just like heavily
Still pregnant.
Just, like, on the bike, keep going. But yeah, I felt fine exercising throughout pregnancy, and I'm really glad I did as well, because I think it would have been a bigger shock to the system if I sort of stopped at 6 months or whatever and then tried to pick it back up after. But yeah, I carried on throughout.
Did you feel worried in any of the sessions? Did you feel comfortable?
No, not really, to be honest. I suppose my situation's different in the sense of,
You've got Luke.
I've got Luke, I know
you know us guys.
Everyone. But I suppose that would be the same for anyone that was in Unit 1. We know everybody so well that we would
make them feel comfortable and feel like they're safe whilst training with us.
I think if I was going into a normal gym and just trying to do it on my own, like you say, that's a completely different situation, isn't it? So, you guys would just, towards the end, obviously tell me what I could and couldn't do. Obviously you can't lie on your stomach anyway once you get big. So that was a no-go. But yeah, just carried on and
train the whole way through it.
Train the whole way through, yeah.
Do you feel like, because you're consistent with your training, that it helped when it came to Thea being born?
Yeah, 100%. So Luke thinks so as well. So I didn't have an easy ride.
With
pregnancy. So I think I ended up having 56 hours of contractions or labour, which Luke basically now says that was like a 56-hour stomach workout.
It's like a marathon.
And I think I probably did about 40 hours without pain relief. So I'd done a hypnobirthing course, which is obviously like about breathing and all that sort of stuff. So that definitely helped as well. But I think like just having some level of fitness
and
as
strength. Combined with doing your hypno, which your breathing's in there, so your strength and fitness and your breathing.
To be honest, the hypnobirthing course was great because it sort of informed you about stuff as well, but the breathing techniques are breathing techniques that you would probably use in exercise anyway, so like running, like getting your breathing right for running, I think is really similar to getting your breathing right for contractions. So Luke didn't do the hypnobirthing course with me, but I'd like told him like what breathing I should be doing, and he'd like now and again be like, your breathing's not right. Think about your breathing. I'd be like,
think about your running.
Like,
this really hurts.
So yeah, I think it definitely helped, and I ended up having a C-section as well, so I think recovery from C-section with being able to exercise up until I gave birth definitely helped. We have got a baby now.
Thea can join us on the podcast.
She can join us.
If we needed to explain that
there is a small person down there
that's meant to be asleep but not.
Joining in to tell us what she thinks about your exercise.
She's like, yeah, whatever. Yes, I think they say like 3 weeks. 6 weeks recovery from. Sorry, 1 second.
Let's get her out. Get Thea on the podcast.
There you go, honey. She's me. 6 weeks recovery from a C-section, or you can't drive for at least 6 weeks. Most people I'd spoke to were like 3 weeks. They sort of felt better. I would say like within 5 days to a week, I felt like
that's amazing, isn't it?
Move.
Yeah.
I think
you had your mobility back. Yeah, that's 100%.
Amazing. I think like first couple of days, like it is such a shock to the system.
Yeah.
I've never broken a bone or like had a major injury or operation or anything like that, so not being able to
do anything,
like not be able to like lift yourself out of bed.
And you've got a brand
new baby. Got a baby, yeah.
As well as it's a big thing, isn't it?
I think it was the second night we got home from the hospital. Luke was sleeping the side of Thea, because obviously he was more mobile than me. And then I was the other side of the bed, and Thea was crying. So I was trying to get myself up out of the bed. So like trying to lift myself out, and I just could not. I was so tired. You've got no stomach muscles at all. So I was like crying, trying to get myself out the bed. Thea was crying, and Luke was like,
"Who do I tell you first?"
He was like, "You're both crying.
Which one do I look at first?"
He's like, just like, ah. And I was like, okay, you get it. So I just like stopped myself, like, this is ridiculous.
I suppose it's probably even harder because you were so mobile and you did so much, to then have it all taken away. It's even harder, isn't it, in that respect?
And I think unless you go in for a planned C-section, you don't plan on having a C-section. Like, it literally, I'm probably a bit naive, but did not cross my mind at all
that was a possibility. Yeah.
So when it did, it's like major surgery. So
it is major surgery, and you've got a new baby.
And you've got a new baby to look after.
So how long did you have off before you came back? Oh, like, this fear, right?
I'm just shoving a door.
How long did you have off before you then came back to training?
I didn't train for a full 6 weeks, so stuck with the medical guidance. But like I just started walking, like with the pram and stuff, within the 6 weeks. I think I went for my first walk a couple of days after I'd given birth, and we went to a park near our house, and I thought I'd get all the way around, and I had to stop and sit on a bench, and I was like, I just need a minute, like. So just started to build up walking, and then started back at Unit 1 6 weeks after.
Because 6 weeks is a long time. It must feel like a long time when you've trained consistently for 10 years. 6 weeks, I bet, feels like a lifetime to not be training, doesn't it?
It feel a long time, and I think it's like you don't know what you're coming back to, if that makes sense. Like, you don't know if you're going to come back and just be like your strength's completely gone, or if it's going to be, where you was before. But and I think the only thing I kept thinking about was like my scar area as well, so like how that would feel. But to be honest, that sort of scar area was absolutely fine. I think obviously you guys were quite cautious in
coming back.
I can remember Jess saying one day, Hannah's asked if she can do this, and I've told her she's not allowed. She says she's fine, but I'm not letting her.
I'm putting my foot down.
Just like certain exercises, one that we
adaptations to
stayed
certain
away
things.
from. But just.
So how did you feel coming back in? Because your body's totally different after you've had a baby. Like, your body's not your own. You're someone new. Yeah. How did that feel coming back in training?
I was just looking forward to training, I think.
Just getting back moving.
I really missed it, But then you've got an added complication of like, not everyone can bring that. Well, I suppose we should explain. I train when Luke doesn't have a client in, so that Luke can watch Thea.
And you can get your training done.
Yeah, but well aware, obviously, most people can't
Yeah.
to do that, so they can't shove their baby in the corner.
Maybe we need a little crash. I'll set up a little crash.
I've
for
crashed
him.
loads of times.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
It is, honestly. You just have so many babies packed up there, wouldn't you?
This would be a pushchair area, wouldn't it?
Pack them up in little sections. So yeah, it's like the added complication of even getting to the gym for a specific time.
Yeah.
And being organised to get into that time.
Will she need a feed and like all that sort of stuff is just complicated, isn't it? And
You wouldn't even think about that, would you? Like having to even just get, like you said, even just getting out the house to get to the gym for a time.
You've got to be so organised when children are involved. So organised.
You lose your opportunity to just go to the gym when you want to go to the gym, and I think that's like still, I feel a bit like a real shame to me, and I know I'll get there, but like I think I've found myself like when Luke comes home and if she's in bed, like obviously Luke's at home, I'll just say, can I go for a quick, not ask him, but I'll say I'm going to go for a run.
Yeah.
Because that's an easy thing to just
go out and do.
And it's like 15, 20 minutes and that's it. I mean, trying to run after you've not run for that long.
Even when you have been running, it's hard work.
Yeah, hard work.
Pelvic floor to think about as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't we yourself?
So all these things that come with childbirth.
I wouldn't even consider.
It's like I wouldn't want to, Luke gets home at 7:15 at night. I wouldn't then want to be like, I'm going to the gym for an hour.
Yeah.
Because then
that's your time together. That's family time.
Yeah, I found like I need to do something
that's quick and easy.
And you don't have to go too far for. You don't have to get everything packed up, ready to go out.
Yeah. And then I think walking is like my new best friend.
Yes.
I think it's so underrated though, going for a walk, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like it's so underrated. Like you feel so much better when you've been out.
And your baby will normally sleep in a pram.
Yeah. Stick your AirPods in. You can listen to a podcast.
Yeah.
Especially because we're going into the summer.
Yeah.
It's even better, isn't it?
I've been trying to walk
everywhere.
As much, anywhere that I can. So I can walk to the gym if timings work out. Yeah, walk to do a food shop, all that sort of stuff. Just walk as
much as we can.
As much as possible.
And that's, to be fair, that's what I try to do, and I've not got a baby. Yeah. So we're on the same path there.
Move, isn't it? It's just about moving.
It is.
So with you doing all the bit of running, back in the gym, walking, do you feel like fitness levels are coming back?
I think so. I think even with my running, I think at the start I was like, oh my God, like it's just...
This is awful.
You just lose it with running straight away, don't you? You don't keep it up. And I'd done like 3 in a week a couple of weeks ago, and my scar was hurting. So I think maybe like scar tissue underneath or whatever, I don't know.
You've done too much.
Yeah, I thought, okay, that's probably too much plus
training.
2 gym sessions. But yeah, I think already with running, you just sort of, I just take a small win with, I've never been a runner, but like my time's been going up, so I thought, well, that's
a win.
Yeah.
The fitness is getting.
And I think, I don't know, you Jess trains me, so she might know. I think there's certain exercises I've been like, God, like my weights have dropped right down, haven't they, and stuff.
I need some though. I wouldn't say all of your exercises have dropped right down now, and I think me being your trainer, it's more me of being cautious with you as well. So it's not that you can't do those weights. I'm still a bit like, well, it's still relatively early days. So I'm not just going to stack the weights on and then you pull your scar tissue and
because how old are you now?
Injured.
How long have you been back training?
Weeks,
so about 6 weeks. So it's still not that long, is it? For being back to it, like
still a fresh baby.
And it's only 2 a week, isn't it? So it's like 12 sessions. That's it.
So I don't think it's a case of that you can't lift. What you used to. I mean, you'd really ache if you did give you it. But it's a case of just getting back to normal slowly. Yeah.
Anybody who had 6 weeks out would come back and take a little bit more time to get into it, wouldn't they? So then you've got pregnancy and labour on top of having your 6 weeks out. That's massive, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think you just like, I find that, I mean, my shoulders have always been a bit of a problem because they're really weak anyway. So like my shoulders have always been a problem, like with pull-ups and stuff like that. But then like carrying a baby around as well, like my arms are so achy even before coming into a session. That any like upper body, I'm like, oh my God, like it now it absolutely kills me because she's not a small baby. She's just like the weight of like just
carrying it all the time.
This little human being around all the time is.
Do you have to try swap sides so you get equal and pay off one side really strong?
You get comfy, don't you, on one side? Yeah.
I wish I was. Is it
ambidextrous?
Yeah.
I've only got one side that I feel like I can.
You'd be really strong on that side.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like wonky, one big muscle,
one small one.
But yeah, Luke's the same. Like Luke said, his elbow's been hurting and stuff.
Yeah, because you're in that kind of, it's like a repetitive strain, isn't it? Yeah.
Everything. So yeah, she's going to sleep.
She's done so well.
She's doing very
so
well.
Quietly, hasn't
she's
she?
doing amazing.
I am impressed.
Podcast with a baby.
You're like super mum. You've managed to do everything at once. Talking whilst
you're here on time.
Swinging,
you've got a baby with you. So are you still enjoying training as much as what you have in the past 10 years? Has it changed because you've got fear? Does it feel a bit more of an effort to get in now because you've got fear to consider?
It definitely feels more of an effort, and I think you could easily just say,
I'm not going this morning.
Yeah.
Like I think there's been once where she'd had a bad night, and it, I think like 9:15 sounds late, but that is not late to try and get out of the house. Like,
it is with baby.
Yeah,
it is with baby.
I think you could easily say no.
Can't bother this morning, I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Baby's been awake all night.
Yeah, but I think you also need to like at the start, my 2 training sessions a week were really the only time that I was not
being
with
a mum.
her.
Yeah.
Like, so I think, that's important to sort of step away from it as well.
Have that time for yourself.
Yeah. And then running, the only reason I started running again was because it clears my head. And I like just leaving the house with music on and like, I mean, you can do it with a walk, but you're still pushing your baby.
Yeah, you're still watching her. You're still on mum duty. You're still on mum duty.
Yeah, I think going for a run, like whether it was 40 minutes a week or whatever, was 40 minutes on my own.
Yeah.
So.
And I think we always think about, don't we, like the way that your body changes if you're not exercising, but we forget that exercise is good for so much more than just that. Yeah, it does clear your head and makes you feel so much better. So if you take that away, that's an extra struggle to add on to everything else already, isn't it?
Yeah, so, and I think you just need to find things that work for you, I suppose, like...
That fit into your family life, your routine.
Yeah, I'm sure some people, like, at nap time would do, like, a workout at home or something like that. Like, I thought about that, but I thought, do you know what, I'd rather just stop a second.
Have a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Do a bit of cleaning.
Eat some biscuits. And then wake up again. So.
And then you've got it all to do again.
Yeah, I think it's just about using your time well.
And what works for you.
And also not pushing it. I think when I first started back at the gym, I said to Luke, I'm going to start calorie counting again. Like, obviously I've got a bit of weight to lose and stuff. And within a week, I just thought, you know what, that is just too much to do. Like, I can't look after a baby, go back to the gym,
count your calories.
Count my calories. Like, it was just
keep on top of the house, and so that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, so I thought, no, I'll get back into training first. And now that I've sort of consistently been doing that, I've thought, I'll try and work out what I'm eating, because that's the other thing. Like, I don't think my eating has ever been as bad as what it is at the minute, because
you're just grabbing things. Yeah,
you just.
So when you're grabbing things, what kind of things are you going for? Is it like the biscuits, the crisps, or is it more?
I mean, we're not a house that has like a bad snack drawer, like overflowing chocolate and biscuits and stuff. But like, we've both got sweet tooth, so there is always sweet stuff in the house. So like, instead of, and Luke did say to me at one point, I don't think you're eating proper meals, and I was like,
but you don't. I remember Charles being that age, and like I remember having a moment where I was thinking, all I've eaten for about 2 weeks is toast. Yeah. I've not had any vegetables, I've not had any fruit, like just toast. Yeah. Because it was just the quick thing to just eat with a cup of tea. Oh, next job, baby's awake, toast.
Absolutely that. Like, she was asleep this morning and I woke up before her, which is not the norm, and I thought, oh, I really fancy a bowl of porridge. But I thought by the time I put the microwave on, make my porridge, go back upstairs, she will be awake.
Yeah.
So
and what did you have instead?
a piece of toast.
Toast. It's a lifesaver. It's a go-to toast.
I can just do that while still like,
You can multitask for toast.
Yeah,
Bowl of porridge, you can't.
porridge.
Baby, bowl of porridge, not going to happen.
No. Yes, like in the morning, like a protein shake has been a godsend to me, which is not great, but you know, like that instead of
getting something in though, aren't you?
something in, yeah. But yeah, like lunch times has not been great. I think I've been getting better in like making myself something, but it was like a coffee and half a pack of hog knobs or something. Ridiculous like that. Tea's always been fine because obviously Luke comes home. He wants something to eat, so we've always sort of had a decent meal at tea.
So that meal has always been there,
Yeah.
It's just a protein shake, whatever you can get in the morning,
It's
and then skipping lunch or just a packet of biscuits.
Yeah. So
I don't know how you could. Well, obviously I'm not in that situation, but skipping lunch now to me is like,
I know.
I'd be so hungry. But in that situation, you don't have another option, do you?
It's just like.
I think you put yourself second on a list. Like once a baby's in the mix, that baby is getting everything from you. So if that means you skip your meal, that's what happens.
Yeah. Which
especially as a new mum. Yeah, especially as a new mum.
It does happen. So, and it just sounds like before you have a baby, it sounds so stupid. Like, oh, I don't have time to make lunch. It's like, yeah, whatever. You know, like and you probably. I used to think like people say they don't have time, but come on.
Yeah.
It takes 2 seconds to make a salad, but literally, like, it's not that you don't have time. Like, if I made an effort to do it, I would have the time, but it's prioritising that
definitely
over something else, and like your day goes so quickly that sometimes eating something healthy is at the bottom of the list rather than putting a wash on, cleaning the kitchen. Right, I'll get the Hoover around. I'll prep tea.
Yeah.
And then your time's gone. So.
And then you've got it all to do again in the morning.
That's
what you Charles is 5 and it's still a bit chaotic.
I'm getting to the stage now where all my friends are getting pregnant and you only think, when did this age get on me?
All the books will tell you it's amazing, you do all this great stuff. Me and Hannah will tell you the truth. It's not as glamorous as what books say.
People definitely weren't honest with me before I had a baby.
So what's the one thing is there anything that stands out when you're saying people weren't honest? Is one thing that stands out and now you're like, that was a lie?
I just think like I'd heard loads of people say like, oh, when they're little they only cry if they're tired or they want feeding. I don't know if she's just sassy or not. She doesn't just cry at those 2 opportunities. Like she will cry if you put her down at a certain time. She won't want to be put down. Like she'll cry if like she's just
a baby.
Yeah,
she's a baby.
So, and I think you speak to people, and even now, like I speak to people that have got like babies her age, and they're like, yeah, he or she's doing great, and think. Like, just be honest. Just say,
I had no sleep. I wanted to murder her, but we survived the night.
I just think it's okay to say, no, you know what? Like, yesterday was really hard, and she was a right pain in the ass. It doesn't mean you don't love your baby.
Of course it doesn't. It's just a truthful answer. By speaking the truth, it helps other mums and helps other parents.
Yeah.
And she is so gorgeous as well.
And she is a really good baby. We've been very, very lucky, but. Yeah, I just don't think people like she had really bad tummy problems at the start as well, and like no one had explained to me like all these things, and then I speak to my friends with babies and like, oh yeah, he had that or she had that, and I'm like,
why did no one tell me this?
Why did no one tell me this? Yeah, it's just like all these common things that you only get to know about when you've had a baby.
And when you speak out and say, actually, Sia's got a tummy problem. Because maybe if you hadn't have said that.
She's really struggling with that.
Yeah. But if you'd have gone, she's fine. You're no, okay. And then on to the next conversation. Yeah. So through you speaking out, it's opened other people up.
Yeah.
And that's why you're here.
Yeah. Special guest.
Hannah and Thea.
And Thea, she made sure she had a little entrance, didn't she?
She needed to be on the podcast.
No, that's good.
So I think should we finish it there?
Yeah.
I think we got through loads.
Yeah.
It's fabulous. It's nice
Just had a chat.
It's nice to have a guest on and to have Jess on as well.
Yeah, you won't be seeing me again.
We will. It was fabulous. So we'll finish it there.
Well, not quite ending it just there. Yes, sorry, this is Georgina randomly jumping on the end of this podcast. I hope you have all enjoyed this podcast as much as I have as well. If you do feel like any of your friends or family or colleagues would enjoy listening to this podcast or any of our previous, please feel free to share these onto your stories, tag us in it, let us know what you think, and give us any feedback. And if you're actually interested in joining Unit 1 or the online coaching that we have, the best place to find out more is in our Instagram bio or in the website link in our Facebook description on our page. So you can find us at unit_1 with a double E on Instagram or unit1 on Facebook. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the episode and we'll catch you in the next one. Thank you.